Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night on this April 19, 2013 transmission. We're going on air live about 10 minutes early from the refeed here at InfoWars Nightly News because Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is reportedly, we were hearing this on the police scanner they've got online, sort of getting ready to go live even before the mainstream media had it. They are now reporting on the London Telegraph that we have a feed of right over there exactly what we heard them saying. They were talking about how they were using rubber bullets on him in a boat, and they were also talking about how they were getting gas ready, or I guess something to burn him out, just like they did with Dorner. Now, there's so many facets to this in this latest update. And with the Dorner case, they didn't shut down Big Bear. They didn't shut down Southern California. They didn't shut down those areas for him. When they thought he was in a particular area, they would shut it down, but not the whole region. This is unprecedented martial law we're seeing. And we don't know the truth about what happened to his brother. We don't know the truth about what's happening to him. We don't even know if this is really happening, though the shots are being heard by the local and national news right after it came over the scanners that we're listening to, that people have a video camera on in Boston being fed over Ustream. There's over 1 million people on there right now watching this. Now, many of you are watching live right now. The streams for InfoWars Nightly News. Later, we're going to post this to YouTube, and you will know the aftermath in the future, obviously. All I can say is this. We were told by the media that it was going to be a right-wing lone wolf. And when I pointed out the Saudi Arabians with backpacks, and I pointed out the Navy SEALs with backpacks, and I pointed out the redneck with a backpack, I was never saying, and I'm clear on this, that any of them were the actual perpetrators. They are the patsies. They are people that are there that the media is going to focus on, but some of them clearly also have been hired to be part of the drill. We did deep research on the 7/7 bombings back in 2005 that happened in London. I flew to London days after it happened and went and interviewed people. And a lot of this later came out and was confirmed that drills were run of the exact same targets being hit at the exact same time, at the exact same location. That's impossible. And that was admitted by ITN and BBC. They hid that in plain view. So my issue was, as soon as it came out there were drills, I was like, whoa, this may be staged. And then as we learned that there was all these military personnel and people there, right where the bomb went off, clearly there to provide cover. I'm not saying they were even involved or that most of them were actually involved. It's that they're there just to provide a smoke screen, so you've got all this personnel there. And sure enough now, we're hearing the calls of, oh, they had guns. Let's restrict everybody's guns but the government. And sure enough, we're hearing the war on terror is back on. Ladies and gentlemen, our government, on record, is funding al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria and has helped give them cruise missiles. Has helped give them heat-seeking missiles, excuse me. So it is extremely frustrating to hear that I have to give up my liberties while heat-seeking surface-to-air missiles have been given to al-Qaeda in Libya, Syria, and other areas. The truth is the West uses al-Qaeda against Russia and other countries and other moderate Muslim countries that they don't want to be independent and self-sufficient. They send in al-Qaeda, as the British have been doing since the days of Saudi Arabia being formed with Lawrence of Arabia. But the point I wanted to get to here today is that they've been calling it a lockdown in Boston and other areas. That's a euphemistic, modern term, I guess, for being a prisoner in a prison block. But really what that is martial law. This is martial law. And just like with Dorner, they said, hey, let's burn that mother effing house down. Let's burn that mother effing thing down. And so all of this is going on. And then they go up and say, we have the fire, we've placed the fire, we're now going to burn it down. And then they burn it down, and then they say, oh, Alex Jones is a conspiracy theorist. He is saying that they said they'd burn it down. There's no video or audio of that. And then they had to admit, okay, it's real, but they didn't mean really burn it down. So you have seen the spectacle here that's never before been done in modern history in this country of an entire city. Folks, look up the population of Boston. Isn't it like 600,000? Look at the population for me. 600 plus thousand last time I checked, because I visited family that was going to college there years ago. That was the population. Maybe it's grown or shrunk, I don't know. But a big city, a good-sized city, classic American town. And they said, we're going to search every house without warrants. That's martial law. Normal law is suspended. And the military with police come in your house looking for one man. What this really looks like is a concerted effort to cover up what's happening, because they were clearly, and Axelrod of the White House and others said Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be a right-winger, it's a lone nut, we can't tell you yet. And then they said, we've made an arrest. It's 600,000, so my memory served, about 640,000. So if memory served, 600 plus thousand people, and it's been accurate, and now they're saying we're going to come in all of your houses without warrants and do this. And again, if you go back, Axelrod and just all of them said, yes, it is right-wingers. And then by Wednesday, they said, you know what, we've made an arrest. We're going to roll them out at the courthouse. And they say, you know what, we're not going to make an arrest now. You know what, forget that. We're going to evacuate the courthouse to get the media out of it, and covered up what really happened. So this is out-of-control government in a giant martial law drill in front of everyone that's changed its story over and over and over again. And they are blocking on Facebook our articles and other articles that show all these mercenaries in their mercenary outfits in and around where the bomb went off. They are doing everything they can. The FBI is saying, do not look at anything but what we tell you, because this is desperate damage control. They were going to blame it on military veterans and Tea Partiers first. You've got all the articles about the Army preparing to crush the Tea Party, and all these TV shows where the Tea Party's going to bomb everybody and they're terrorists. And then you segue from that to the media saying, okay, this is the Tea Party bombing, and we've made the arrest. And then it's forget that. Now we're moving on to Chechens. Now we're moving on to some playboy, older brother who wanted to be a boxer in a scene, photographing himself dressed up like Eurotrash. And then you've got his little brother. And for one guy, a city of 600 plus thousand is absolutely locked down. Something is wrong with this picture. And here's what I want to say in conclusion. People I really trust that have proven to be just incredibly accurate are folks like Joel Skousen of World Affairs Brief, and countless others that I've interviewed, that I've talked to, that understand the history of false flag. And they are all saying that this has the telltale signs of it, and they believe it's false flag. So I wish from the bottom of my heart that this had been a real organic event. I mean, first, I wish it never would have happened. But if it's going to happen, if it was a real event of a lone crazy or two lone crazies, that would be a lot less scary than a big centralized government doing this to take our liberties. But because I saw all the preconditioning before this event,